let's get started. So the first thing is to launch VOSviewer, and then you go to create, then you go to create a map based on bibliographic data and click on next. Then you choose this option, read data from bibliographic database. The database I'm using for this video is Web of Science. So we can use Scopus, you can use any of these database, but I'm using Web of Science. So you click on next. So when you get to this stage, you need to click on this to locate the data you want to import into VOSviewer. So you search for the location of your data. So this is my data. You can highlight everything. Control A to highlight. So you use Control A to select everything, and then you click OK. And then you click on next. And now you've been able to extract the data into VOSviewer. The next step is to choose what analysis you want to do. Do you want to do co-authorship, co-occurrence, or do you want to do any of these ones here? Citation, bibliographic coupling, co-citation. So, for example, if I want to do co-authorship, and let's say you want to do co-authorship of countries, do you want to use full counting or do you want to use fractional counting? You choose the options. Do you want to limit the number of countries per document, or do you want this value? You will leave it like that. If you use 25, it means for each document, the co-authorship for the country should not be more than 25. If I change this to 5, let's say if I change this to 3, it could affect your results because it means the total number of the countries, affiliating countries, should not be more than 3 on the paper. But you know that in some papers, the number of co-authors can be up to 5 with different countries, and in that case, it will not be captured in your map or in your readings. So to be on the safe side, just leave it at 25. And then I normally choose fractional counting to help us to eliminate any form of repetition, because some papers comes as proceedings paper, and then they also appear as articles. So if you use full counting, it will be counted as 2 different papers. Meanwhile, it is the same paper which was firstly published as a conference paper, then later as a full paper. Okay, so fractional counting helps us to eliminate those kind of repetition. So I go with fractional counting, and then you can click on next. Now, you can choose to reduce this to 1. The reason why I want to use 1, so 1 will actually means that the minimum number of publication is 1. So that will capture all the information about that document. So in this case, I want to use 1 so that all the countries that have published a paper on this topic, at least 1 publication, it will it will capture all the countries, and we can get a picture of how many countries were able to publish paper on this topic. Then if you click on next, it will generate a table for you. So this is a table showing the total number of publications, the citations, and the link strength. The link strength shows the collaboration or the partnership strength between the countries. Okay, so it means like if you have a paper that was published a paper that contains, let's say, UK and China, or UK and the US, or UK and Canada. So anytime you publish a paper containing two or three countries, it represents the link or the partnership between the countries. All right. So the strength of the partnership depend on how many papers the countries were able to publish with other countries. So that is represented on this column. If you want to export this, you right click and click on export. Then you can change this to CSV so that you can use it in Excel. You can give it a file name, countries. I can call it countries participation. And then you can also choose a location for this and export. After you have exported this, then you click on finish, then you click on yes. So this is what it looks like. You can choose to use the black background. You can choose to increase the font. The number of publications determines the circle size, or the node. We call it node. So the size of the circle is dependent on the number of publications. The more the publication, the bigger the circle. As you can see, China, USA, South Korea, so they have high publications in this topic. You can change the color if you want. So you can use different colors. Whatever color you want to use, you can use that. You can edit the color also. And also, I like using, to know the link strength, I like using 1 as the minimum, so that the countries that have links should be at least 1. Then you can change this node from circle to frame if you want. So you can actually do a lot of things. Then the clusters, countries that have similarity in publication or in research interest are grouped into clusters. To know the number of clusters, you can come here to items. So we have how many clusters here? So we have 12 clusters. Cluster 1 contains these countries, and each of the clusters have unique colors. Then you have cluster 2, cluster 3, and so forth. If you want to check the overlay visualization, you can come here to check. So that shows the trend over the years. You could also use the density visualization to see what it looks like. So you can do a lot of stuff. Analysis. You can group by association, you can group by fractionalization, you can do a lot of stuff. To cover everything here, it will take a long time. So this video is like a summary of what you need to do when importing data into VOSviewer. When you are done, once you are done, you can export the image. You go to screenshot, open the screenshot and copy to clipboard. And then you can come to paste. So you can just paste it here. And that is it. Hope you learn one or two things from this video.